Just poke myself in the eye. That's lovely. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of my video, hey guys, so don't ask me how it happened because I have absolutely no idea, but I managed to lose the footage for the whole first half of this video. So I'm just going to catch you guys up to speed very quickly. This video, if you couldn't tell from the title, is a tutorial on one of my go-to makeup looks. And I'll just let you guys know very quickly that the products that I've used up to this point have been my two usual primers, which are the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue Gel and the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I also went ahead and used the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade 110 and used the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. I went ahead after that and baked my under eyes with my Mercier Translucent Setting Powder and then brushed that bake away with my MAC Studio Fix Pressed Foundation in NC15. So now that that's out of the way, let's just jump back into the video. But this look that I'm going to be showing you guys today is one that I tend to wear when I'm just kind of going out, if I'm going to go like run out and do some errands, or if I'm not really doing anything but I still want to do my makeup for the day just in case. This is the look that I go for. So I'm actually going to be using a palette that I haven't yet used on my channel. I'm going to be using the Naked Smokey palette that I got, God, probably almost like 2 years ago now. I actually like love this palette so much. If you guys haven't used it before, you guys really should. This shade right here, which is called Dirty Sweet, is like my all-time favorite gold shade. And it like pains me that they don't make it in a single shadow. Or maybe they do, I don't know. I've never seen it in a single shadow. So I went ahead and primed my eyes with the MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour eye base, or whatever you want to call it. And then I set my eyes with just a cream shade that was like close to my skin tone or whatever. So for this tutorial, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be doing one of the looks that I do on a daily basis. My daily looks really do range from like a really heavy purple smoky look all the way down to like almost next to nothing. But this look that I'm going to be showing you guys today is going to be a look that I just normally do if I'm kind of like running and doing some errands, or if I'm just kind of sitting around the house, but I still want to put some makeup on just in case I have to run out. This one is fairly simple, so it is really easy to do. This palette I've had for almost 2 years, but I haven't exactly used it on my channel yet, so it's not new to me, but it's new to the channel. So the palette that I'm going to be using is going to be the Urban Decay Smokey palette, and this one I love so much. I think this one was actually one of my first main purchases at Sephora. So yeah, so for this tutorial, like I said, I'm going to be going into the Naked Smokey palette, and for this look, I'm going to be starting off with going into this shade right here, which is called Dirty Sweet. I'm going to be going into that Dirty Sweet shade on a all-over shadow brush. This one is just by Bogashi. It's kind of like my go-to shadow brush right now, and I'm just going to be applying that all over my lid. I just love how pigmented this shadow is. I just find like it's just so effortless. Like I put a little bit on my brush and it just goes on so nice, so smooth, and I don't find it to be patchy. I feel like I don't have to go in a billion times to redo it. I don't know. I just really like this shade. If you guys ever see it in a Sephora store or really anywhere in like a single shadow or anything like that, you guys should let me know, because it's like my favorite shade ever, and I'm like devastated that it's almost gone out of this palette because I'll like never be able to use it again. Just poke myself in the eye. That's lovely. Okay, so to soften up the outer portion of this look, I'm going to be just going into the brush that came with the palette, the blending brush side, and just kind of like smoothing it out up top just to make sure that I can get a very smooth finish with it. Okay, so now that the gold shadow is on our eyes, I'm simply just going to be putting this palette away now. This palette does have a lot of really nice shades that you can use to create a look with, but for today, I'm deciding to use a different palette. Okay, so now that the gold is on our eyes, I'm going to be going into a different palette to finish off the rest of this eye look. I'm going to be going into the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Quad in the shade Plum, and this is what the palette looks like. So I'm going to be going into these two shadows in the palette. They don't have names, they're just called like the Define and the Contour shade. So this one is the Define and this one is the Contour. So Define is the lighter one, Contour is the darker one. Whew. So I'm just going to be going in with a blending brush. This is from Still Spot Essentials. I just picked this one up at Walmart. I really like it. It gets the job done. It's dense, and that's what I really like with a blending brush. But I'm just going to be grabbing some on my brush. It does have a lot of kickback. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but just dipping my brush in like once or twice, it just, like, the powder just comes up and it just makes a mess. But I mean, whatever, I really like the palette, so I just go with it. But yeah, I'm just going to be taking this shadow and I'm going to be putting it on the outer portion of my eye.
And
And the thing that I really like about this shadow is that it's so easy to blend with. It just goes on really nice, and you really don't have to put much pressure into blending it out. It just almost does it on its own. I mean, I know that's not possible, but it really, really makes the whole blending process so easy. Okay, so now that we have that defined shade on our eyes, I'm just going in with the same blending brush as before and going into that contour shade, which is this darker purple one right here. And I'm just kind of darkening up exactly where that other dark purple shade is, but we're not going as high up with it. And then now that we have that purple shadow kind of packed onto our eye, I'm going in with the same brush, but a clean version of it, and blending it out. Okay, so I just went ahead and did my other eye off camera because it seemed like every time that I went to do this eye, my camera had like a complete freak out and just would not focus. Okay, so now that I have that purple on my eyes, I'm actually going to be going back into the Smokey palette, and I'm going to be going in with the same brush, the same shade as before, and I'm just adding some more to my lid just because I feel like it does get blended out and then you don't see it as much, and I just think it's such a beautiful color that you really do need to just make sure that it's visible on your eye. So now that the majority of the eye look is completely done, I'm just going to be going into my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to be going into the lightest brown shade right here, and I'm just going to be taking that on a clean blending brush just to soften out the top edges of the eye look that we've created. So super, super minimal, like hardly even any really shadow on the brush to do that. I just find it makes me feel more comfortable. So there really wasn't much to that step. There was just really like hardly even any shadow on the brush. It's just something that I like to do. It makes me personally more comfortable knowing that I've had some brown to soften out the look. But now that that is done, I'm actually just going in to do some wing liner. So the wing liner that I use every day, like every single day, there's no exceptions to this unless I just lost it or I ran out and didn't have a backup, which is like never happens. So the eyeliner that I'm going to be using today is going to be the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a very minimal wing today just because this look is very minimal in itself. There's really nothing like in your face about it, so I don't want to do an in your face wing. Okay, so the other eye is done, and clearly I don't think you guys can listen to me when I say that I'm going to be doing a minimal wing because I don't think I know what that word means. But I'm just very quickly going to go in and do some mascara. I'm just going to curl my eyelashes first, and then I'm going to be using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and then we can jump into the rest of the face look. So yeah, so I'm not going to be wearing lashes today because on any other day that wearing this makeup look, I wouldn't be wearing lashes as well. So I'm just very quickly going to contour my face, and on a day that I'd be wearing this look, I'm keeping it very minimal. There's not a whole ton of effort that goes into the contour and all of that stuff because I'm really not going that many places. I'm not looking for a full glam look. So I'm going to be using this shade right here from the Too Faced Christmas collection. It's the Gingerbread collection from the Too Faced Grand Hotel Cafe. Okay guys, so for the last couple things, for blush and highlight at least, I'm going to be going into my Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow palette. I'm going to be going into this shade right here for the blush and this shade right here for the highlight. I don't think that these shades have names, so I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques multi-purpose brush and just kind of swish it around in the blush topper, and I'm just going to put it on and bring it back to my temples. I don't put a lot of blush on the apples of my cheeks, but I tend to bring it back a lot. I just threw my highlighting brush behind my desk. Okay, so we're not going to use that. I guess we'll just use this brush for highlighter. This is a crown brush, and it doesn't have like a name other than crown brush, I don't think. No, it's a foundation brush, but I've been using it for highlight because I just like the way that it applies the highlight. So yeah, I'm just going ahead and applying that just in the back, like upwards to the temples. This highlight is very minimal, so that is why I use it for days like today. And I also pop it on my nose and on my Cupid's bow. So that is it for the face makeup, and then I'm just gonna jump into the lips. Okay, so now that the face makeup is on, it is really minimal. It's not like a super in-your-face makeup look just because I'm not really going anywhere that I need to be overly done up. I'm just wearing this look means that I'm going to the grocery store, or I'm going to Walmart, or I'm just going to walk around the mall or something. Like, I'm not going anywhere super drastic. But the last step is definitely lips. I really never leave the house without a lipstick on. So for today, I'm just going to be using my absolute go-to lip product, which is the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Lolita. This one has been my favorite since it came out. This was the second liquid lip that I bought from Kat Von D. The first one that I bought, I don't even remember what it was called. It was like a pink one or something like that. But this one is definitely my favorite all-time Kat Von D shade, and I hope she never gets rid of it. Okay, so now that the lips are done, it's safe to say that this look is completed. But yeah, so with that being said, this is the end of this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in constantly every time that I post a video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the little bell so you can be notified for future videos like this one. I post twice a week. I post on Thursdays and I post on Sundays, so make sure you tune into those 2 days. The video will be up at some point those days. But yeah, other than that, thanks again guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.